video I'm going to take on a project that's been nagging me for quite a while.
Do you have anything that you know needs to get done? You know it's only going to get worse the longer you put it off. But you keep putting it off because you just aren't sure you have the expertise yet, or you might screw it up, or maybe you'll get to it when such and such or so and so happens. Well, this is one of those projects for me. Nothing crazy difficult, but intimidating for me. And I'd put it off year after year. My advice for anyone putting off that project that keeps on nagging them is just get after it. You probably have the skill, the tools you have will probably be sufficient, and the feeling of relief finally getting it done is more than worth it. Now settle in for my nagging project. I call this one Steve on the Eve. So you can see there's quite a bit of water damage up in this corner of the eave. A few years back when we lifted up the house and added a new foundation, we adjusted how the downspouts went down. One used to go down the front of the porch, now it goes down the side, so the downspout doesn't quite line up anymore. And I knew that when we did it. I figured out it's something I'll take care of down the line. Knew that I'd have to change the position of the downspout there, but it was always something I was just going to do someday. Unfortunately, all that rot started to happen. Animals started moving in, so put a little bit of foam up in there, and it just never quite did it right. Well, now it's time to get after it. I'm gonna have to move that downspout over to the outside, probably about 4 or 5 inches. Thinking if I cut it right in there and redo just that portion of it, I can leave the rest of it as is, but we'll see. So I'm gonna need to take out the leaf barrier that I put in there. These leaf barriers work pretty good. Got them at Home Depot. They just snap in. They're about 3-foot sections. So realizing I'm gonna have to probably do some new hangers there to get it up there properly. These are the ones I'm gonna be using. They'll just clip on, screw into the fascia. So time to take that gutter down. It's kind of difficult as a one-man job. So, I'm gonna go get my son to help me take that down, and okay, I've got it down and I can see the extent of the rot. Not very good over here. I'm gonna have to cut a decent sized section out of the end and replace that whole board. Right here I'm trying to figure out where it's rotten, where it's solid. And find that spot, start cutting with an oscillating tool. And so I'm gonna have to take out, I think it was a little over 3 foot of that fascia. This wasn't a horribly difficult job, but sure would have been a lot easier just to adjust the eave in the first place, as opposed to putting it off, now having to do all this extra work. So got that one off, and you can see all the rot behind there, and nobody likes to see that. And some bugs in there. So it's time to get all the nails out, figure out how many more layers I'm gonna have to take out of here. You can see there where I sprayed the foam up in there, and when I talked about the critters getting up there, we're about to find out what they left behind. It is awfully disgusting up there. There's a lot more rot and damage than I realized. I have to take out another section of this board that was behind the fascia. And yeah, there's quite a bit of rot yet. I'd like to just cover it up, but that's going to do nobody any good, so probably going to cut it right about there. So back with the oscillating tool. One was a little bit harder to get down. So now I can see down in here and I'm seeing a lot of bat droppings. This is going to be a mess. Now I've got to determine how nasty this is and how dirty I want to get. So here I am with all my PPE trying to vacuum that out as best as I can. I know it extends all the way up this side, so now I'm gonna have to take out all the fascia and soffit off the side of the porch. Doing that dropped all the guano down into this mulch, which needed to be replaced anyway, so now is as good a time as any to dig all that up and get it out of there. So with that all gone and cleaned up, now, I'm gonna need to I'll remove a few nails that are up there, the roofing nails that were down into that area so I can replace them. Fortunately, I can't get those nails back up through the roof. I'm gonna have to cut them all off, which is a little bit harder than I anticipated. Difficult to get those all out of there than I anticipated. It's turning into a much longer project than originally started with. So now I'm gonna keep any bats or anything else out of there, the bugs and all that, using some great stuff, spray foam. Noticed that there were some holes where wasps were getting in. Got those all filled in and gonna try and get every gap covered in there. Got every gap filled there. Got all the rot removed. Every gap filled, caulked, ready to rebuild. That's where we'll leave it for this video. Next video, gonna rebuild everything. Gonna paint it up and make it look good again. Thanks for watching.